Hello, my name is Jacob Gluckman, and I'm excited today to talk to you about watches. Now, watches not only serve a valuable function in our life to tell the time, but watches are innovative pieces of art that require unbelievable craftsmanship and precision. On average, a person looks at their watch 120 times a day. A watch is a unique extension of yourself that speaks about your individuality and style. Many years ago, I was a senior in college, getting ready to graduate, and my goal was to have a job lined up before graduation, but I wasn't having any success. I voiced my struggles to my dad, and a couple weeks before graduation, he made a surprise visit to see me. Now, after we were done chatting, he gave me a gift, and I opened up the present, and it was a beautiful rose gold Hublot chronograph watch. And my dad said to me, "Jake, when you enter a room, be for a job fair, an interview, or even a date, you're going to be judged on three things: your shoes, your grooming, and your watch." Now, I'd never worn a watch prior to this, but when I put it on, I was in awe. The watch was not only beautiful, but it was inspiring, and it really gave me the self-confidence I needed to go out and get a job. Now, watches are truly fascinating, and today I'm going to touch on a few important topics. Watches' specific movements and how they work, and then we're going to talk about 3 unique brands that I know you're going to love and you can purchase tomorrow in Cozumel. Educating you on these topics will answer 3 very important questions. What is the difference between an inexpensive watch and a high-end timepiece? How do I find a watch that is right for me? And how do I know I'm getting a good deal on a watch? So a watch has 3 types of movements: manual or hand winding, automatic or self-winding, and quartz. The manual movement is the old-fashioned movement that started in the pocket watch. It is made up of various gears and pinions and some major parts. I like to compare it to the human body. Now, the human body is a heart that constantly beats and keeps us alive each and every day. Just like our heart, the manual movement has a balance wheel that beats back and forth and regulates the timekeeping. Next, as you know, our heart pumps the blood through the cardiovascular system to the rest of our body, and the escapement is the cardiovascular system of the manual movement, and it includes the pallet fork and hairspring, which gets the energy throughout the watch. Lastly, our bodies need energy, or food, to keep it running each and every day. And the manual movement's energy is the mainspring, and this is where the watch's energy is stored and dispensed from. Now, the only way that a manual movement watch gets its power is to physically turn the crown of the watch, which is the knob on its side, which turns the stem and winds the mainspring and gives it its energy. Next, we have automatic movement. Now, it's very similar to the manual wind, but has a few more parts. It has a rotor which spins, and when the watch is worn on the wrist, it uses the natural movement of a person's arm, up and down or side to side, to wind the spring inside the watch. And if the watch is worn constantly, it should always keep its time. Manual and automatic movement watches are incredible feats of mechanical engineering crafted by master watchmakers. Lastly, we have the quartz movement. It uses a battery as its power source, and these watches became very popular in the 80s. Now, the watches are extremely reliable and accurate timekeepers, but don't have the lifespan of a mechanical watch. Now that you know how a watch works, let's talk about the difference between an inexpensive watch and a high-end timepiece, and that's its durability, longevity of the watch, and the quality of the movement. High-end watches use better products for their watches, such as stainless steel for the case, which is the container that protects the watch's movement, rather than a thin bit of metal. They also use a sapphire crystal to cover the dial or the face of the watch because it's scratch resistant rather than acrylic or mineral crystal. Mechanical and automatic watch movements are considered to be the best and longest lasting timepieces. Now, the second question: how do I find the watch that is right for me? Well, my advice, regardless of what you plan to spend, before you buy, ask yourself, what do I want my watch to do for me? Narrowing down your wish list of features will help you find the watch that's perfect for you. Remember some important tips. Number 1, the more complications your watch has, which is any function on your watch other than the seconds, minutes, and hours, the more expensive it's going to be because it's more difficult to design, create, assemble, and repair the watch. Now, complications include well-known features such as water resistance, the watch's ability to keep water out at specific depths, to more unique and expensive complications such as the moon phase, which is a window on a watch that shows in which phase the moon will appear, which is pretty cool. One last important factor to consider when purchasing a watch is if it's Swiss made. Now, a watch is Swiss made if the movement is Swiss, the movement is cased in Switzerland, and the manufacturer carries out the final inspection in Switzerland. Now, the price tags will be higher on these timepieces, but you'll be getting a quality watch that was created by master watchmakers and can be passed down from generation to generation in your family. Now that you know the different types of movements in a watch and the importance of quality in a timepiece, let's talk about 3 excellent brands I know you'll want to buy tomorrow in Cozumel. One watch that always gets noticed and is near and dear to my heart is Hublot. It's one of the most sought after timepieces in the world today. Now, Hublot is a French word that means porthole, and as a watch brand, it's known for its unique design and attention to detail. Hublot is the master of fusion and was the first watch to fuse rubber and precious metals into a timepiece. Now, it has very limited production. Hublot is the most sought after luxury sports watch in the world. Many of the models are limited editions, making them collectibles, and they are also one of the most innovative companies in business, combining traditional Swiss watchmaking with more modern design and cutting-edge materials such as zirconium, ceramics, and titanium. Every Hublot makes a statement. And this quote from Hublot's president, Jean-Claude Bivet, describes a Hublot perfectly. A Hublot watch is not an instrument that indicates time. It is a piece of art, a piece of culture, and it is a piece that communicates who you are. Now, the next watch is also a personal favorite of mine. It's Breitling. Breitling is recognized all over the world for their accuracy and cutting-edge designs. All of their watches are stringently tested in various temperatures and positions 24 hours a day for 15 days and meet the highest accuracy standards set by the official Swiss Chronometer Testing Institute. In fact, they are the only Swiss watch brand to have the Institute certify all of their timepieces. It's incredible. It's no wonder they are the chosen brand of the world of aviation. Many of the Breitling watches have polished cases and have bracelets, which is the watch band made of links. Breitlings are also known for their large watch faces, which improves the wearer's readability. Breitling watches are Swiss made, and many of the models have an automatic movement and frequently come with complications. For example, the Breitling B01, which is their in-house movement, has the stopwatch or chronograph feature and is one of the best chronographs on the market. Now, the last watch I want to talk about is the amazing Philips Stein. The Philips Stein watch has quickly grown to be the most popular watch in the Caribbean today. Many of you have probably heard it called the feel-good watch, and for good reason. Philips Stein is the only watch in the world that has natural frequency technology. Everyone uses a cell phone, a laptop, or an iPad, and these devices, including hundreds around us, emit electrical pollution into the air, which causes increased stress levels and health problems for humans. Now, a study found that 43% of adults suffer from health-related problems due to stress, and 80% of doctor visits are due to stress complications, which is amazing. Now, there's a key frequency in your brain that produces relaxation, and this frequency also exists in the earth around us, and it's 7.83 hertz. Now, there are 2 chips in the back of the Philips Stein watch that use natural frequency technology to combat electronic pollution by harmonizing the brain's frequency and the earth's frequency to bring the body to a calming state. Now, it has been clinically proven to help you get a better night's sleep, have less stress, more focus, and even help aid in arthritis and fibromyalgia. It's an amazing technology and amazing watch. I'm sure all you guys are jumping out of your seats to buy a Hublot, a Breitling, or a Philips Stein, but you're asking yourself, how do I know I'm getting a good deal on one of these watches? Well, the discounts here in the Caribbean are substantial because first off, they're tax and duty free. And as well, they get a very big volume discount on the merchandise. The Caribbean merchants sell more watches in a week than stores do in the States on their best month, and thus get better pricing from manufacturers. So for all these reasons, you'll see savings from 10 to 45% on all these phenomenal watches. Now, when you first came in, I gave you a shopping map. Tomorrow in Cozumel, there'll be hundreds upon hundreds of merchants. However, you must buy from an authorized merchant on these maps in order to get authentic merchandise, a warranty, and the lowest possible price. The most respected retailer with the widest selection of watches and lowest prices is Diamonds International. So come see me right now at the back of the room to get your personalized VIP card to Diamonds International for these amazing watches.